Howdy, partners. You say you like going to the rodeo. Say you like seeing cowboys lasso calves and riding bucking broncos. Well, folks, today you're in for a treat. We're going to a rodeo, all right, but we ain't going to see any of that stuff because we're going to a boat rodeo. We moseyed on down to the shores of Long Beach, California, near the Queen Mary, where we met up with the event organizer, Wayne Lee, president of the Southern California Offshore Powerboating Elite.
Well, we came up with the name Boat Rodeo. My wife is pretty much into horses, and happened to be watching that. I go, this might be something interesting to do with boats. So I ran it by the founder of the club, is a guy by the name of Ron Songraf, and he loved the idea. And so then everyone came up, what are we going to go rope jet skiers or what? So it was a little tough to figure out exactly how we were going to handle it. And so we just decided we'd come up with the basics of docking and navigation skills and radar runs and see how well people know their instruments. As far as participants in a boat, you can have as many as you want, although you get too many captains in the boat, tends to mug up the works a little bit. But most of them will be pretty much, obviously the skipper of the boat and a first mate, which will handle the lines for the docking. The navigation course, you'll have a couple people there, somebody keeping track of the time and such. The maneuvering and the life preservers are pretty much one man, or you can send whoever you need to rescue this life preserver that's gone overboard. Well, we'd hope that they would it would open up a little bit of boating awareness as far as their skills or lack of them. But most of these people have very sophisticated, high-performance power boats and take very good care of them. So they're very good at docking, but it's kind of an event just to get everybody together, which is what Scope is all about, to bring boaters together and pretty much all walks of boating. Pretty much most of us are performance-oriented, and we go from 25-footers up to 42-footers and pretty much cover the broad range of speed. But, make everybody aware of their boating and get together and have lunch afterwards and tell all the stories.
Well, that sounded like a pretty good idea, so we decided to send our very own boating cowboy, Hop Along Carter.
As far as Carter should do, I think he ought to do quite well. The docking will be a little bit interesting in his boat. Like I said, everybody thinks they're going in bow first, but it's going to be transom first. We've had to modify a couple of the events for Carter specifically. The radar runs are preset speeds were going to be 35 and 45, and he's got a top speed of about 30, so we're going to modify that. And matter of fact, Carter's not here right at the moment. He's back using the calculator trying to change the speeds for the navigation course, which are also set up in higher 30 to 35 mile speeds. So he's working on his course right now, so we'll see how his plotting ends out, and he may be the one. What buoy are you talking about I was supposed to see? We got the king of navigation, Carter. He's got his speed all recalculated. He's ready to run the navigation course.
Great, king of navigation. That's what I needed.
First event in the rodeo is a test of their docking skills.
Get ready. You're ready to go.
The competitors need to back into the dock, tie down properly, and shut off the engine in the fastest time possible.
Gotta get something for having too big a boat.
3 seconds, Joel.
Put your hands up in the air.
Woo, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh!
Hi, bro. Not done. Oh, you just raised
A little marginal on the knot. Oh, he's coming in. Oh, that's looking trouble. Trouble's developing here. Oh.
Head
shocking, actually. Impressive.
First casualty of the day, a fingernail. All right, next event, we're gonna throw out the ball and everybody's gonna try to navigate straight to the ball. And from there, we're gonna throw them a life preserver, which they have to retrieve out of the water. My personal opinion, the way they ought to retrieve the life preserver, dive in and get it. Anytime you're ready, Captain. Oh, in. Okay. Woo! Okay. 7:28. All right!
All right, so we're going over for the speed test now. And this is not how fast you can go, but how accurately you can go fast. Because I don't go as fast as those other guys, they've reduced my speed. Instead of 35, I'm to go 21 miles an hour based on my tachometer right down here. Okay? Can't use the speedometer, can't use the GPS, have to use the tachometer to figure out how fast you're going. 21 miles an hour, I think I got that one. But 13 miles an hour coming back on the second leg, I don't know what RPM gets me 13 miles an hour.
$46.5.
So here we go on our speed run. Bring them up to about 3,100, right in that neighborhood, and hope that that's about 21 miles an hour.
20.6.
I'm gonna try about, about 2,400 RPM. I don't know, I wonder what 13 mile an hour feels like in a boat.
I'll give him 12.7.
I gotta do the navigation now. Yeah, because we did things out of order. I gotta go all the way back over there by the Queen Mary and now do the navigation course. That ain't much for these fast boats that go 35 or 40, but this one doesn't go that fast. So this is our starting point between the Queen Mary, the stern of the Queen Mary, and that buoy out there. Okay, so I'm coming around here, and it's okay to use the GPS now. I gotta get up to 16.5, yeah. And a course of 111. Got to get back on course here. Okay.
He appears to be doing pretty good. He had to convert his times, and it looks like he ran just a tad shy on this leg here. He's about 100 feet off course, but we'll see if he can pick up the numbers.
Come to a course of 182. And we'll bump up the speed. Okay, let's go to 252. Well, there's supposed to be a number sitting on those rocks.
I believe we see you coming.
But I don't think we're in the quite the right spot.
After it was over, the cowboys returned to the ranch to tell their stories.
We saw lots of numbers all day long.
The number is
35, 33.
That is the number.
What did you see?
What did you
Don't say it out loud.
We said number 5.
I saw number 3.
You can't answer that question. The winning number was 2.
I told you.
What'd you guys say?
3.
Oh, you were 3.
The tally is in. We had to go through a little bit of video review. As it turned out, though, it did not alter the final results. Leading the group off is Mike Gray. Team Airborne. Second place, and probably the guy that had to do the most navigational conversions and radar speed conversions because his boat wouldn't meet the standards that we were trying to obtain. Did an excellent job docking and his radar run. Second place, none other than the host of On the Water, Carter Twig.
Craig, what's in the name, you know?
Yep, in a boat rodeo, it's not always he who has the most horsepower who wins. Sometimes a cowboy just gets lucky.
How did you get the, come up with a name for rodeo?
That's a good question. We're not really sure. My horse.
Rodeo?
My wife is in the horses.
Hey, what do you think about Carter?
Well, as far as Carter's involved, let's go again. I believe he has a single screw in his boat, which is a single engine. It is twin, so we'll start all over again.
Third place, do not walk on the deck of this guy's boat.
Hey, wait, did you get the rocks off your penny? Huh? Did you get all the sand and rocks off your penny?
If anybody want to have any side bets, Ron's ready to take some.
Team Egoist.
Yeah, Team Milk Poodle.
$10.
Right here, I think Tip wants to sign up twice. He can double his points.
All right!
Hilarious. Hilarious.
You're supposed to do your navigation course first. You're in the wrong spot.
The first mate's name was Carter. By gad, he was a farter. When the wind wouldn't blow and the ship wouldn't go, then Carter the farter was starter. Yes. Okay.
Man, look at him go.
See if he goes fast and don't say anything.
Come down.
Yeah, wait, what do you think he's doing there?
I'm not sure. I think he's trying to raise the sea level. Yeah. Come on, Lauren! Look! Out the way! What is it, Burger King? Ron Songrass.
Thank you very much.
And Wayne, I have one question to ask. When is the last day for filing a protest to this event?
The all protests. Matter of fact, it expired, what?
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago. Exactly. At 2 o'clock, protest hour was over. It was over. Tell us